So, I am, first and foremost, an idiot, but we'll get back to that. Now, as you guys probably guessed by now, yes, this is more of a disappointment video than anything, but I want to clear something up before we get started, so let's get started. For those who are wondering, yeah, the live video that I made, while I do admit a lot of people starting to watch it even now, which I do regret myself ever doing so already, which I do appreciate you guys giving me the views and everything like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it really comes as no surprise that when it comes to the techno part, I butchered that more than I could say about anything else I've seen on my channel so far, though. And this is coming from an amateur, so you don't have to worry about that. And anyways, now, before you guys get up in arms at me, I'm gonna be pretty much destined to lose a lot of people if I say this, though. I am no longer gonna say that techno is one of my idols. And you might be thinking, why is that? Why am I saying this out of the blue like that? Well, it's mostly because I got some informative that for some reason I get something that that really needs to be discussed. And I see a lot of you guys are really here right now, so major props for that, I guess. Yeah, this is really me being disappointed about techno and all that stuff. Now, I wouldn't say he's an asshole, guaranteeing that. No. But it does have something to do with what the comment had, though. Now, if you guys followed me on my live stream, you on my community post, you probably already knew this, though, but yeah, this was a reason why I wanted to do a video, because as somebody who's been doing so already, though, yeah. And Pikachu, and also, yep, I'll get your names as much as I can, though. As you guys can probably guess by now, I'm really uber pissed off about what I'm going to be discussing right now, especially because I don't want to talk about something that's already gotten me into so much heat already. So, yeah, this was something that I guess you guys can say I try to avoid, but I can't ignore it anymore. My head hurts from ignoring it for as long as I live, and honestly, though, it's hard to not argue about this. Now, for those who are joining in are probably asking themselves, what the hell am I even rambling on about? Why am I doing this, though? It's from StreamYard. I use StreamYard music at times, so that's why. But it goes along with what I'm gonna say, and if I cry in this year video, guys, I do apologize, because I don't like it when I cry on my video address. There you have it, though. So, for those who were stepping in, let's get started. For those who don't know, Techno was actually one of those users that I was inspired to do my own videos, which, as you guys can probably tell, you were probably thinking that makes no sense because I did drawing videos in the meantime run, but honestly, though, guys, those drawing videos were just out of sheer boredom. I didn't really do it because I just wanted to do anyways. But it's also pretty clear to me when it comes to the videos that I do. The drawing videos were all I could think about at the time, though. That is until I started realizing, yeah, there's a reason why some people would be so quick to point out that, as inspiration goes, I happen to be one of the more bad luck users out there. Especially because this is for the umpteenth time I had to go through some shit like this again. Hooray! I'm not surprised. Now, before you say I act like a bitch because of this, though, you're probably right. I probably am a bitch at this point. But, hey, how can I not be? But more importantly, I'm not surprised in the slightest I'm going through this, though. I'll probably have to just do a share screen, if anything, though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to share screen to you guys about the comment I got from that last video I did of Lio. And let me tell you, it was pretty distasteful of what I've seen behind the scenes, though. So I'm gonna be sharing a screen. Just give me a sec. You guys can chat until I get started. Yeah, it's oh yeah, so I can't do. So let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. for anyone who is watching, I do appreciate all of you guys for the comments here, and I do have it. Yeah, especially because, okay, so I got the screenshot right here, and I'm gonna put it a little closer, and yeah, it's really distasteful what I'm about to say. So, for those who are wondering, yeah, this was definitely the time where I didn't really know what was going on. I'll probably have to go by one about the comments, so it won't be discontinued though. Now, like I said before, I don't like it when something like this was to do something that I was inspired to do. Now, I will say though, so let's get started though. So the comment I got though was actually something about the whole techno contact thing, and while yes, I'm not doing a pot shot, this is just me being disappointed, just so you guys get aware of that. But yeah, apparently this is definitely the case where I really couldn't really do much about it though. So let's go over it though. I don't know if you guys can see it though, but if you can't, I do apologize. My screen is very terrible. I'm not ashamed to admit that. My screen is very terrible, and I'm not used to doing this all the time though, especially because I haven't been live streaming for God knows how long, but still. So yeah, let's get started. Now, let me see. Now the screenshot I'm showing you guys, it's really no surprise that this had to happen though, but I'll go over it one by one though. So again, H2O Thomas, if you're watching this, thank you so much for clearing stuff up for me, even though it hurts me more than I thought it would be, but that's beside the point. And yeah, I really needed to get this off my chest. So he said to me, and I pinned it so you guys can see it. No, so I quote, "Hey Flamingo, I hope things are okay with you." And yeah, I'm gonna say that's not important to know that thing though, but he did say that so he can have me well done. I do appreciate that. But about the techno thing, yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. He said the following about the techno thing. I might be able to give a bit of context to that. Techno had a bit of had access to the call with Lio, Endo, Azuka, and Rebecca Starlight. Endo didn't want the call to be made public, and her wishes were that he can only bits of the call. Yeah, I do apologize. This writing is not terrible. It's just something I cannot read that good. Of the call, and but not to release or send the whole call to anyone. Whatever the reason was, it doesn't matter. That was her wish. His Techno promised that, and then after the Ray Ramsey call, back, Techno jumped ship and went on an interview where he gave the very same call to the same person who released the Rosa call. Techno completely disregarded Endo's wishes and laughed about it in the call, and he was in Lio and Endo and tried to get Tech into the call with instead chose to delete his Twitter and YouTube channel. Now, I'm not saying that Techno is a bad person. He's gonna take responsibility and how he handled the Rosa call. However, he failed to take accountability and responsibility, breaking promise to the victim, disregarding their wishes, and he made more about that the reason why Lio said good riddance. Okay, there's so much to unpack here that I don't even know where to start. First off, Techno, you do realize that even with that said, you disregarded Endo's wishes? Like, what the living fuck? This is something that I could not even bear to see for myself. Like, the fact that you disregarded Endo's wishes, the one who's been groomed by Nekopon. Yeah, I didn't mention their name on the chat because honestly, from the looks of it, this was just appalling to me. Like, you mean to tell me, Techno, you'd rather delete all of your stuff and not deal with accountability with this? What the living hell? And second, even though this is probably just me thinking it out of context, but just to say that you laughed at it, these people who were groomed by Nekopon, and you just laughed about it? You mean to tell me you're... I don't even know what to say at this point right now, because not only am I pissed, but this also breaks me down, because as someone who's been groomed, as someone who's been manipulated, you just laughed at it at the last call? Now, I will say, Rosa Ray Ramsey, while she was, and the keyword being was, friends with Rebecca, though I have no idea why she didn't cut ties with her earlier, it's just excruciatingly appalling to what I've just witnessed, though. That in of itself just really blew my mind, though. I'm not gonna argue with people, I'm not, but it's appalling to see that you laugh behind their backs. Like, Techno, I know you're not gonna like what I'm about to say, but it needs to be said, so hear me out. You cannot run away from your problems. Eventually they're gonna catch up with you. And this is right here is what broke me for the past few days now. I have no fucking idea what's your problem now. Like, I know some people are gonna say I'm acting bitchy, but I don't want it to be. This is just appalling. To the point where it's excruciatingly enough that, okay, I myself have been groomed. I will say that. And some of my friends who I know have been groomed. But you don't see me going around doing this shit by laughing behind their backs. Maybe I'm taking it out of context. Maybe I am. But what really gets to me is how much this really gets to me in the long run, though. Like, the fact that you laughed in the last call about it. Okay, let's just say this for the record. I'm not innocent either. I did say in a time, though, in the call that I'm more mature than Rosa. I did say that before. But guess what? I'm not gonna have anything like that according to it, though. Because from what I can tell, this right here, this is where I broke all my faith into thought that Techno. And keep in mind, guys, I used to be there with Techno on his streams just to comment on his streams, and also for I was on his channel one time. But this right here is what broke my Flamingo's back. And what's even more appalling, at least in my experience, is how much this devastates me. But it doesn't even, it really bothers me this much. Like, okay, let me just say this, though. I'm not the bravest person out there. I will admit to that. I'm not the bravest person out there. I'm not the smartest one in the world, obviously. I'm no Einstein. But to think that this is how you do it, by deleting your Twitter, deleting your YouTube account, and everything, just to avoid it? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, and I know it's me because I'm stupid. That's all there is to it. But for the love of God, for you to do this, Techno, I'm on your channel, and this is how you do it. Like, you went behind their backs just to do this stuff. I'm trying not to break down. I'm trying not to break down everything, but I regret doing the live video now, because while I do these take-ons to call out people's bullshit, even though this is not really a take-on per se, it really isn't, though. It's really that. Okay, for those who need context, if you're just jumping in, I'm just gonna say this here, though. See, Techno was a user on YouTube who went and did internet horrors and technical errors, which, to be honest, though, I was on technical airs with him on a stream. I can't show you the video because again, he deleted his channel, but if it gets archived, I'm gonna regret everything I had going for myself when going to this user. It's just appalling that this had to happen. And to think that, and I shouldn't be surprised, I really shouldn't be. But what gets to me is that this wasn't the only year. Last year wasn't the only year I had to go through this with multiple people in my own stream just to do this. But the second paragraph, let's read the second paragraph because I really need to get away from that paragraph. Let's read the second paragraph. So, with the accusations being made by his ex-adopted kids and other people, I do simplify with their stories, but I still want to see his response. You know, trust but verify. Yeah, that is true. And this isn't something I just wanted, I just extended to Lio. I did the same thing with Rebecca Starlight when I made my first video, and the same with Sniper Wolf. Yes, Sniper Wolf. I'm not surprised she's talked about, along with Rebecca Starlight, so there you have it. And I had to respond to it. If I was just a terrible response. Even though, yeah, I have unsubscribed from Lio, and I ran it for a while now. But yeah, it's just, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, this wasn't the only time I had to go through this with multiple people that I've known this year. Last year I had to go through it, and this is what happens. Seriously. You mean to tell me, Techno, that's why you ran off? You couldn't deal with your own problems? Is that what this is? Everyone who was on your channel, everyone who was following you for a while, they looked up to you. This is how you treat them? In return of that? Why? Just fucking why? This, I shouldn't be surprised that this hurts me. I shouldn't be surprised because I may not have been big at the time that, I mean, I'm sure as hell not big, that's for damn sure, but even so, for how much this hurts me, and the fact that my mental issues have already been damaged enough, and yet my idol who I looked up to, this is what they've done? It shakes me up, more than you may think, that this had to happen. It's appalling that this had to happen. And the fact that he had to do this, it's just unbelievable. Techno, I don't care if you were watching my video, I'm gonna say this right here and now. You said the following to Zaid about how it's good that he's deleted his channel. Well, I don't even know where to start with this one. I really don't. The fact that you yourself say good riddance or something like that, and maybe that's what Lyle meant, I wouldn't know. But it hurts me that this had to happen. Like, the fact that this had to happen. It's just... like, why? I looked up to you, Lyle. Wait, I'm not Lyle. I mean, yeah, I looked up to Lyle too. I looked up to you, Techno. I looked up to you. And this is what you've done to hurt not just me, but everyone else around you? Is this really what you've done? I'm not only upset, I'm also disappointed in you. It's really... really bothers me that this had to happen. I never expected. Like, I shouldn't be surprised. I know I shouldn't be. But I was inspired by you, Techno. I said so in that last ever live stream you ever did on your channel before you deleted it. I was inspired by you. And this is what you've done. To not just hurt me, but I'm more upset about that you did this to laugh at the victims. The victims need help after what happened. Rebecca left 3 child predators in the server, and then with the Necropon situation, what you did was laugh behind their backs. Like, maybe I'm just too much for myself when thinking about it. It just angers me. It angers me that this had to happen. And to think that this is what you did. I may not be the bravest or the strongest out there, but I do my best to protect my friends, my fans, from any bad user out there. And this is how you do it. I didn't know this was gonna happen behind your back. Is it because you became an internet whore too? I may not have been watching your channel for God knows how long. Like, I've only watched it for about a year ago. I know I did. But what hurts me more is how those victims are still hurt. I try my best to protect everyone around me because I hate to see people get hurt. I do. And when someone gets hurt, I try to comfort them. I try to. Why, Techno? You only... Like, the victims are hurt, not just by Necropon, but by anybody, like Rebecca Starlight and anyone out there. I know there are going to be dangerous people out there. I know Techno probably isn't a bad person by any means, a real person. I don't know, because I've never met him in person. I've only just talked to him on the live stream. I wouldn't know. But it hurts me even more when it comes right down to it. But why? I still have to ask. Why? And to think, I was inspired by you, Tech. That's why I did these videos, to entertain my audience, show what I can do, my writings, my podcasts, my take-ons, even though if you're gonna say it's like an Internet Whores ripoff, it's not! It's not an Internet Whores ripoff, it's me calling out on people on YouTube for all the damage they have done. Like, the fact that these kids are hurt, Endo, and all the other victims who've been hurt by Necropon and all that other stuff, and you didn't take accountability for what happened? Is this what this whole thing is? You're trying to run away from your problems? I'm gonna say this right here and now. You may not know this, Tech. Your problems are gonna keep coming back to you. They're gonna catch up with you. And the only way to resolve those problems is if you sit down and talk about it to somebody. I know you're gonna say you did, but to me it feels more like you were running away from them. I had to go through this with multiple people, not just back then and this year, whenever I go. I'm trying not to yell. I try my best not to scream or shout. But inside, I'm shaking. That's someone might track down my video and say, I deserve everything I got. It's it hurts because I care about my fans. I care about my people. I care about those around me. And this right here. I guess I hate to say this, Techno, but you really did become an internet horror, didn't you? Why? No one did anything wrong to you until you ran off like that, huh? I know you're gonna say it's because you lost sense of moral. But why not talk about it? Why not talk to somebody who can help you sort it out? Some people may think it's funny that I'm crying about this at this point. I don't care. I deserve everything I got from being hurt, from being tossed like that. But I care about the victims. I care about my people more than I care about myself. Because if anything, this video is going to be the last one I'm making in April till I settle down in May to do my Magical Girl podcast. Because let's be honest though, I really deserve it at this point. Because Techno, I guess that video I did was completely pointless on you, Techno. Thanked you for everything, and now I feel like a complete dumbass because of this. Why? Like, did I really need something like this? I may not be a happy-go-lucky person even though people think I am, but deep down, I do have my issues. I do have problems that need to be solved and all. It's just too hard for me to say it is. I've been hurt many times in my life. I've been hurt outside of the internet and all that. But to think they would be better than this. I was, again, Techno, I was on your channel. Afrofish OG was on your channel, and this is what you've done? People? Just, why? Why would you do this? Like, I don't know what to think anymore, given the fact I was there for you, Tech, like you were there for me, and I'm not gonna say I'm surprised. I'm not. But hey, this is what happens when you have a stupid Flamingo around you, I guess. It's just, like, those victims, again, those victims did not deserve it. They didn't deserve to get hurt. Ecopon hurt them. Rebecca Starlight hurt them. Everywhere you go, there's gonna be groupers that hurt. And this is really what happened. Why? Can't you see how much this hurts? If you would have taken accountability and responsibility, maybe it wouldn't hurt you as much. Tell me. Why? I may have been hurt, but I'd rather see myself get hurt than watch others get hurt for something they had no idea of what's going on. I want to protect those around me. I want to make sure everyone is safe. I want to make sure everyone is alright. even know what else to say at this point. Given the fact that I just don't know what else to say other than I'm gonna have to take a break for now until I get back in May. Hopefully I'll be healed by then, because otherwise it's just hurtful. See someone I look up to go like this. I hope all of you stay safe, and if you need anything, links will be down below and everything. I don't think I've ever been so much more disappointed than the person I'm inspired by. No. And I don't want to hear excuses, Techno. I don't. I just wish all of you guys to stay safe. You guys need it. You guys need all the footage you can. Just I can't believe this. I'll be going now, but until then, thank you all so much for listening. And I hope you guys stay. I'm gonna go test sick. I'll see you around. I'll see you. Just what? See you around, people.